We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Can you guys hear me now? You should not hear me now. It literally says mute microphone. Can you guys hear me now? You should not. Oh, now you can. That's okay. That's strange. Oh, now you can. That's okay. That's strange. Okay, some insight into the opening cutscene. The game came out, what day is today? It's Sunday. Game came out on Friday. I think a week, 10 days before we came out, we were still working on that opening cinematic. We got an echo because of my laptop, yes. There we go. Yeah, the opening cutscene, the deer head in the water, not exactly the water looks good here, but not the best water we've ever done. Oh, cinematics you can put in very, very late. That's what we do. And the amount of conversation about how hairy this ass is gonna be and how do we censor it for Japan. Long discussion. I can't believe how good this game looks, even though I've played it so many times and my mind is still blown away, but just like how good our art is. Right, so Ebontis, I was talking about how I watched your video like a half an hour ago. I was doing the Embargo engine, the third one. I think that activity is pretty boring, but I'm missing the card. The bottom row. You don't need to promote my channel. I don't really stream. I don't have time for that. The bottom row, third card from the right. I recall we had quite a bit of back and forth, like how aggressive are the cultists who are gonna get you here, because I'm actually gonna drop the game volume. I think the audio in our game is actually way too low. We might still do something about that, like the master volume is feel like a bit low. Yeah, the Embargo engine stuff is a bit boring, I gotta say, but I've liked the season a lot because it's been less grindy and I haven't had time to play Destiny at all, so I really appreciate the fact that it's not very grindy. Yeah, I think we had a lot of back and forth, like how far you can run away so you don't get... Because like if you really can run far away, then you might get confused, like can you actually run away? I'm gonna play the game as it's intended to play. You're supposed to like get caught. Oh yeah, the train car is very, very cool. I recall there was quite a bit of conversation as well, like how understandable is it here that it's the bookers, the two people that flashed the light at Nightingale on the beach, like that. It's the same folks that they just accidentally stumble upon the murder site. Oh, the titles, this is so awesome. The way the titles come up is so fucking cool. Dam, dam. Yeah, that's a strong opening. Our games usually start very slow. How did you guys feel about the milestone of 240,000 on Twitch, where our game director was like freaking out about it? I mean, there's always this discussion around, there's weird discussion with every Remedy game, like how popular is it? Is it being advertised? There's a lot of opinions from people who really have no idea. Which is fine. Oh, I gotta screenshot my name this time. Yeah, live action cinematics director Anssi Määttä, he did that opening thing. There we go. There I am. Nice. Yeah, I mean it was crazy to watch like 240,000. The game being streamed. That was very, very cool. We make games that are maybe not so stream friendly. Well, they're stream friendly because they look incredible and they're interesting, but there's always a question of like, well, how many people actually end up snarky kid. Shout out to all of these people in the credits and everybody who's not in these main credits but in the final credits. I mean, at the end of the day, like I hope, like, you know, Twitch's awareness, hopefully people buy the game as well. That really is the only way you can support us. So if you want this sort of crazy AAA that doesn't play it safe, that is interesting, that's no shot against anybody, but like I think we make... If you're slightly disillusioned how safe AAA is, then we definitely went very left field. Oh, shout out to all my Northlight guys.
Any words of advice?
For the longest of time, in this cutscene, it was always raining inside the car or the materials were fucked. And the amount of back and forth in our summer demo, how much dirt is there here on the road, but this is not that mission, but it's the same location, like how much gravel, trees, leaves, the amount of time spent on figuring stuff like that. Oh, I'm already bored, I've played this beginning so many times. Let's get this fucking conversation over.
There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Like, the graphics, goddamn. Like, I know it's our own game, but like, and I played this so many times, but I'm still, and I'm running quality actually, because like it's such a solid 30. For a very long time there was a collectible here. There's not anymore, but there was. I mean, that's the road you came from. And one of the things that's been really freaking me out is like when people play the game you know, they go and explore. And to be honest, like we've really mostly focused on like the so-called critical path because the team is small. So watching streams where people just kind of go do whatever, which is of course you're supposed to do that. It's allowed. It just freaks us out because like we're like, oh god, like hopefully the game holds up. Oh, let's go. I always forget which guy this is. Is it Thornton or is it the other guy?
Hey there, Agent Casey, right?
You're half right. Anderson.
You're half right. Anderson.
Thanks to you and your team for crushing it this past month. I went to the preview event in LA. You were great on the mic. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hopefully I'm great on the mic here. Sorry about that, ma'am.
I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that,
Show up, Mulligan. They're right here. Man, like, how realistic these trees look is crazy. You can just go to a forest in Finland, basically 5-minute walk from my house, and it just looks the same. Of course, this is the Pacific Northwest, but anyway. Yeah. Can we please go?
yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
I mean, we've had a slow start to our games. There's always the argument of like there has to be mood building and setting up things like one break, like we've made you force walk on the campus, which is not a great idea. But it's about kind of like setting the pace, and then controls opening, you're wandering these hallways, and then you meet Ahti. Like if that's the only thing you play, then it's not necessarily like the image we want to give of the game. But here I think where we start with a Nightingale, it's just like such a good what the fuck. Can I hope for Latin Spanish dub someday? You can, but it's not gonna happen. All the languages that are in the game, they're in the game. But we're still fixing the localization. No, don't. That's...
What can you tell us
I've never done that before, that I actually walk back to talk to him, because I'm worried that case he will get stuck in the environment or something.
Well, we reckon there are some
That are currently outside of the person's...
outside the victim's
Oh, the victim.
should be, but you know,
Inside.
inside.
One of the things I've missed while playing, because like in the last couple of months I just kind of speed run the game. I just always started from the beginning, try to see what works, what doesn't. So I didn't even know that there's this dialogue. There's so much dialogue if you just kind of like stick around. I had no idea.
Shut up, Thornton. They can still hear you.
I'm just saying. You know I'm usually a calm person. Yoga 3 times a week. But these goddamn
City folk always think they know everything. Yeah, it's true. We do.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay, let's just get through this first mission.
I need to think through the facts of the case.
Yeah.
My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the
There was some
building the mind place again.
bug here early on that
Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board.
we change the language here quite often.
Worth taking another look.
People on the top row, our executive producer is on the top left. Our brand manager is the middle picture on the top row. We work in the same room, and I believe the guy on the right is a Remedy board member. I'm not entirely sure. And for a long time, like the zoom here was kind of like you had two zooms. Either you were far out or you were like kind of mid-zoom, and I think we then ended up just deciding that people can zoom however they want. Yeah, there's slight blur always when you zoom, but that's more like an engine feature than anything. Oh, thank God it didn't break. All right.
Close to cracking it.
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson,
You're a better detective than I am. I'm not that old.
The rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
How does this game look this good? Like, I know we haven't done anything to the visuals in the patches that we've put out, like we don't need to, but real funny, Anderson. Yeah, I still play Destiny. I just haven't had proper time in months. Having said that, I'm still like season rank 160 or something. I just played this morning because I still can't sleep properly. If I hop into the PS5 UI, does the stream actually stop? Because there's this one thing I really like. So are you seeing? Right, so you're not seeing the overlay, which is good. So there is PlayStation Help. I'm playing on PS5. So if you check out the activity cards, you can get help on the other side of the card telling you like how to proceed through the missions.
Be right back.
There's Alex Casey lunchbox here, so I'm gonna go get that. Yeah, we definitely all like Silent Hill a lot. Like those games are great. I think from thematic perspective we have a bit more.
Is that a...
Alex Casey lunchbox? So it's a kid's lunchbox. Yeah. Okay. Manuscript fragments. Now I gotta go to the weapon upgrade. So collecting these gives you the manuscript fragments that you use to upgrade the weapons, which is important to do. One thing we wanted to really point, or we actually don't point it out. So you notice here on the inventory's left side, there's Logan's Charm, increases maximum health. I think you start out by default with that. There's just no text on top of this left bar, which we should have, but couldn't do everything. This is where you equip charms. Now the charms kind of tweak your abilities. I pointed this out in the review guide because we wanted the reviewers to at least kind of understand like what these do, because we just don't really explain them very well in the game. Having said that, considering how small our team is, there is like stuff that just like blew me away that we actually were able to do. So we actually have a bunch of tutorials that this is exactly kind of stuff like we usually never have time for. So they're actually like tutorials for like everything, which is great.
Good to see you still in one piece.
Peace, Anderson. Yeah.
Dangerous place.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain.
So there's a bunch of these charms that you get through the nursery rhymes, like, goddamn. Just look at that. And he's talking to himself there. No, it's 3 charms. You gotta swap.
Deputy Thornton, I take
Ready to get this case solved.
At your service, ready to get this case solved.
Shootouts with the mob.
Come on, I'll show you.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups. Those things are for real? You guys hiring?
Oh, FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
He's joking.
Let's just see this body, shall we?
You can tell a lot of time has been spent on just like making sure when we walk into this area like that the mood and the setting and the camera and everything is just kind of right.
They didn't touch nothing.
You know, procedures and yeah, sorry, I can't stop like saying the dialogue that I've heard so many times.
Okay. Let's start by-
Male nudity.
This is-
Nudity in general, I don't know. Like there was some discussion like, is this uncomfortable for people? For Finnish people, obviously not really, because we're used to sauna and all that.
Another
All right.
body turns up just as we arrive at-
So that's a key image. So that starts like a new thread every time. A lot of time was spent on this, like the tutorials. We throw quite a lot at you here, and hopefully people read it because it's a pretty key mechanic. And then the cases here, there's always just only the two here. But again, this was another thing where it was pretty confusing for people, like in testing, that which is the active. For me, what's weird is like the case file doesn't match the name of the mission that I'm on, which I think is right because, like, I guess in the in-game fiction, like you don't have a mission name. You're just like, oh, this is the folder for the murders. That makes sense. But like it's a bit difficult then if you swap and then you don't realize, like, well, wait, which is the active case?
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Inside stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed.
And for, like, before we have the actual dialogue in place, so now we put up the clues, and there was a lot of back and forth on the case board here. How much do you actually have to figure out? How much is kind of, so for a long time, like, you could put up the cards any way you wanted. So we had all this fancy tech where you could put everything on the wall, and you could move everything around.
Definitely matches previous murders. But this time,
Which seems cool, but then it's super confusing. Like, you don't really actually know if you're making progress or not. So we ended up then locking the order of the cards. So it's much more about sort of the fantasy of figuring it out.
need to find more clues.
Okay, let's find. Yeah.
The victim died here. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time
Tasty Ahma beer.
waiting.
Alright,
Someone
let's
left
get
in a
some more
hurry.
clues.
Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera?
Okay, and then we go. Right, so if you click the
Was it
touchpads
your
left
life?
side,
Around.
you actually shortcut to the map. So we have some more cards here. Ideally, if you read them, you know, heavy blood splatter on the table, then that's probably going into the killer's bit.
Footprints indicating multiple killers. Quite the party.
And we're trying to figure out, well, of course, thank you, Jake. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying it after playing it so much. I think that's a very good sign. I'm not concentrating. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do, or I gotta
Any
talk
idea
to
who the
him.
victim is?
Oh, yeah.
Sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since.
Robert Nightingale?
Nightingale.
Robert Nightingale? Yeah, Casey, you've met him at Quantico over the years.
He's in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim.
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state.
It never does not get weird to watch one of your bosses in the game.
Never worked in a case.
But look at the lighting on the left side of Casey. God damn.
Went off the deep end. Got the boot.
That's crazy how good that looks. I'm gonna screenshot that. Thank you.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago. 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze,
Booze led to paranoia. Anger leads to hate.
was in his head. Chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
Yeah, Northlight is crazy. I mean, it's not just, you know, we have incredible artists
That's
and
everything.
art direction, but it's a combination of things that, you know, like the engine is built
Need
to
to think about it.
make the kind of games we want to be making. Okay. The victim, let's put up these cards. I love that there's subtle rumble on the controller. I think we weren't a little bit too subtle. I mean, if you play like Spider-Man, like the DualSense support there is insane, but or in Returnal, but those are Sony first-party games with people who most spend time on just working on the controller. We never have time for anybody to do stuff like that. It's just like, have I beaten the game? Many times. Though in the last couple of months, like, it was always broken at the end, so I played it all the way to the end loads of times. Okay, let's skip. No, let's... Profiling, a way to get into the victim's head. I know, Saga, I know. And if you think back, if some of you saw our demo in June at Summer Games Fest Play Days, like, the profiling desk was like so unfinished, like every graphic was placeholder. Okay, and even the icons here on the top were changed, I think, about 2 weeks before we shipped. I was like, wait, what? Like, why do we have now... The profiling icon looks to me like the Trials of Osiris icon from Destiny, but then again, that might just be because I see Destiny everywhere. Alright, we're gonna head down to the lake.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey,
let's take a look down the lake.
Lead the way.
Sounds good.
But before we do that, let's go here, because there's stuff.
Your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
Green is my favorite color. I'm glad there's a lot of green in this game.
Probably the
And
shelter.
I think we hit exactly the right amount of exploration in this game. Like, it's worth going off the beaten path, but we don't need...
Not that complicated.
Like, we're not an open world game. We don't want to be really competing in that, and we can't do those. I mean, we could, but like, that's not the point of this game. It's still relatively linear.
The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me.
And there's a cultist stash box here, and I've opened it loads of times, but I cannot for the life of me remember the... It's wash hands and fridge, wash hands and fridge, wash hands and fridge. So it's tupla ja tylppä, tupla ja tylppä. Lovely subtle rumble on the controller. Alright. Well, we will have New Game Plus, not immediately, but we're working on it. Because what's annoying now is even I would love to like hop between the different chapters and play different content, but unless you got a save game for it. I must have run down this path probably 100 plus times, because in the next mission, which we actually demoed. Thanks, Casey. I didn't know trees get that big. There's something weird with the light. You can like grab it in your hand, but I don't think it's actually lighting anything. I think we actually do that for purpose for some reason, but it's a bit weird. Alright, let's check the tree. This is another thing where I've noticed some people are kind of like, well, why can't I pick this thing up? And the cutscene only triggers once you actually exit from here. Oh no, I gotta still interact with it. Okay, and then when we exit, it triggers the cutscene. Kalmis, jep, thank you, kiitos. Olen yllättäen täysin samaa mieltä.
Written with a typewriter, old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying death.
Okay, let's skip. I've seen this.
Someone's been watching us.
Sick game with us. Shout out to James McCaffrey. Great guy.
Nightingale came this way.
And one time he was in Finland. We went
Either he dropped
out
this page,
drinking with him.
or the killers knew.
Fascinating guy. He's been around a long time. He's definitely got some great stories to
Profile
tell.
Nightingale about this page.
See here, you could just go off the beaten path and explore this area. Don't. Just go back to the murder site. Let's see if the map actually works. Yeah, it does. This is another thing. On the consoles, the SSD is so fast and the architecture is so fast that when you hop the map, like you see, it's right there. But I mean, you can't play this game on PC without SSD. Definitely shouldn't. But there's just so much visual detail and data that sometimes it loads a bit slow, which is annoying. Hello Tidux, and for a long, I think like a month before we shipped, like this interaction was bugged, which was the most annoying thing. Like he's supposed to give you a key. You're stuck. I'm not stuck, man. I know what to do. Don't be patronizing, game.
Page in the woods.
Yeah. Let's put up some more tasty clues. Shout out to the narrative team, Simone, Molly, everybody there, Clay.
But his tracks make no sense.
Alright.
Found all I can here. Time to probe.
G-Tortilla, hyvää huomenta. Good morning, my brother from another mother. I think you should actually play the game instead of watch me play the game and spoil it for you, but...
To get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Deputy, I want the body taken
The
back to
detail.
town for proper
The detail.
examination ASAP.
Well, sure, but the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a short
Oh, I actually need to buy Mario. I wanted to buy it, but then my Switch was out of battery. Alright, we're gonna grab the key. Now get the fuck out of here. Oh, I might of course point out that it's worth checking out.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
What is this place? The lake house? Is that Sam Lake's house?
Hello, this is.
Is there a Federal Bureau of Control logo there? There might be.
Let's come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
Come on.
Nice talking to you too.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's head back to the car.
Good to see you still in one piece, Anderson. Forrest
Oh, that's very far from being an Easter egg.
Seems
And
like
the other
a
thing,
so far. Murders is pretty woods.
maybe slightly acquired taste, like
We should go for a hike.
when the missions kind of end, it's kind of all seamless.
Deputies aren't exactly.
You are still required, like even if you're here in Cauldron Lake pretty far away, you still gotta run all the way back to the car. The reason is that we do want you to kind of stay immersed and we want you to kind of learn the areas and environments and kind of like push you to explore. But then, yeah, I can see how that might be slightly... Oh, that's annoying. Animation bug. This is actually a sequence that we walked past in our summer demo. And we kind of... Like, you can't really tell that's an FBC building, but like it's subtle.
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
tripod for a cat
For a snuff film?
to record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
I think there's some stuff to read here, but there's no like stuff to actually collect.
Take your time.
Alright, let's head back to the car. So what I was saying is like we don't like magically teleport you to the car at the end. It's
Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the...
it's part of the immersion that you actually do have to walk back, and that enables us to have an opportunity where there's dialogue.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled.
Yeah, the camera going down. This is incredible. Just like how this looks. Like in this 21 December CGI trailer, it's kind of discreet, and I think in many ways like our real-time stuff is far better than the CGI. Of course, we didn't have as good of an idea how this was gonna look. But yeah, the lighting and the visuals and everything is, oh man, like it really blows my mind, like how good the game can look, and it actually runs in a solid frame rate. Is
The waterfront shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
oh, the audio folks did a phenomenal job, and they were probably like had the roughest time. There's just so much audio in the game, and audio is kind of involved in everything. And I read some comment where people were wondering about the NPCs being odd. That's actually on purpose. Like everybody's supposed to be slightly off, which is a good excuse to give that we just don't have like the time or the means to like, you know, populate the streets more and make everybody, you know, like the GTA thing where like you could follow an NPC and they actually do something sensible. Like that's just impossible. It takes too long. Mayor Setter, of course I've done all this, but if you find all, I think there's 6 Mayor Setter things, you get a charm that shows you all the stuff on the map, or at least it's supposed to theoretically do it. Yeah, the water looks a bit, looks okay.
We'll be the belle of the ball at this year's Deer Fest.
Yeah. There's some familiar faces. We're actually supposed to show Oh Dear Diner and this whole street like after Summer Games Fest because we wanted to kind of show something familiar to folks who played the first game, but we just never had the time. Like we just had to move on, didn't have time to like, and the graphics weren't completely done or anything. Sean Ashmore or Sheriff Breaker, I love this guy.
I'm set for coffee.
The role is small, but he is so good. Like such a naturalistic performance. Such a lovely guy, by the way. Like just super good guy.
Frankly, we could use the help.
Jack Joyce, yeah.
They made them sound like suspects.
The localization is a thing that really it's entirely dictated by market size. So big markets where we can sell the game that require localization, like Spain, we do it. It's expensive and really very much dictated just by business. Of course, there's always the argument like, well, could you sell more if you localize into another language, but not so clear cut.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Okay, the diner, of course, classic location from the first game. So of course the first thing I did when I tried this was go here, see like what's on the wall. Oh, right. We have maps in multiple places, so this is another thing where it's very easy to miss a map, and if you don't get the map, the game becomes a lot harder to navigate. I was in the camp that with some of the other folks that like if you get further along in a mission, we just automatically give you the map. So I think that's better player service. But then other side of the coin is, well, that's not immersive, because like you should find the map and pick it up the map. I'm like, well, which one actually serves the player better? But anyway, okay, and there's nothing here.
I need something to force this open.
Oh, I didn't even realize I can come here with the screwdriver and break into the ladies' toilet. That's weird. Oh, this is another place where we had a lot of visual noise, or SDF. Fixed it, I think, like a week before we actually shipped.
Hey there, Mr. Deer.
It's just impossible to get rid of all the visual noise on console, especially. I think there's 11 of these deer things. All right, let's talk to the bookers. I think both of these guys do a fabulous job.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel.
You know, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
Scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay?
Do we get anything for petting all the deer? I think there's an achievement for that.
What did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake and
He was acting all crazy.
shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
It's with 1K. I think Huttunen is probably sleeping at home. He's actually working with me back at Remedy for a limited amount of time, because we're just needing so much. There's just too much work, basically.
And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The knives and something aren't enough.
Masks and knives aren't enough.
The cult. I love this animation. The cult of the tree.
Oh,
And we found Ed. So subtle.
terrifying. That's all.
Alright, so now we gotta go do some profiling. The bookers.
The cult of the tree. The bookers were at Cauldron Lake. So you found
Alright, we gotta
something,
talk
right?
to these folks, and then
A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Rose cutscene will come up.
Yeah, how did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Thanks.
Not to keep that thing to me.
We actually have these cultist chains, a few. Actually, we've lost some of them. We made a few for the live action shoots. This actress does like a phenomenal job. It's one of the more earlier cutscenes we had in place, and like it just kind of, this is where the game. Well, I mean, the opening kind of is weird in a good way, but here, like, you start to feel something is off, of course, because she's talking about like what happened to Logan. How are you?
I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm Rose, silly.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
It's me.
So this is where the vibes start to get like, what the fuck? Of course, we can chat a bit more with Rose. We're gonna see a whole lot of her later.
Suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
Alright, let's go.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's
A
go.
murder cult? Fuck.
I gotta
Oh
leave.
wait, I haven't actually...
Looks like we're dealing with a cult.
Maybe there was something here in the park. Maybe. I've maybe been here once.
Passage of time is deceiving.
No, I'm wrong. Okay. You really shouldn't wander off when NPCs are walking. Too risky.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you.
Did you have much to do with Alan Wake 2? What was the best thing that has stuck to in the process? I probably had like 3-4 different jobs on.
Yeah, real important guests.
just like Sean's delivery is amazing here. Like it's just so good. I kind of have an unofficial role of kind of trying to represent the player at the company, so that's also one of the reasons I tend to always play the game on console instead of like a dev PC, just to kind of that's one of our employees. She's not that creepy in real life.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep.
Which side do you like more, Alan or Saga?
Lead the way, Sheriff.
I think the Saga side is it's less oppressive. Like being in the dark place is pretty oppressive. Like it gets to you. Like it's constantly like feels like a stressful place. So I prefer no way that we have an animation of somebody cleaning this window. I've never seen that before. That's ridiculous. That's why it takes so long to make games. Did we need this guy to be in here? No, but we have. That's amazing. Alright, let's go to the morgue.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
I think what I like in the Dark Place side, it's more of like a singular location. Sure, it changes, but like I kind of like that as a player. Always cheer me up. I can't say the same.
He's joking.
Yeah, we ended up having nice stuff like that you can shoot the tires and stuff. It's just like...
I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination.
There is a documentary. Well, actually no, there's this 6-episode, very marketing-driven developer diary, but we were in talks about even a couple of documentaries like early on in production, but what then always happens is like there's just like a lack of time. It takes so much time to kind of start coordinating that, and then there's always some trepidation since we're a public listed company. Like, do we really want to kind of like show people all the madness that goes on in making games, because people just don't understand that that's the normalcy of it. And then I always end up saying no, and then I really regret it, because like, man, there's some great stories and difficult stories to tell from the development of this game. I actually was talking just yesterday to my friend who makes documentaries and wanted to do a documentary on this. Like, that's why we didn't do it. But it's like what always happens is like I'm like, let me get back to you. Then it takes me like 6 months, and I already know as soon as I said that we're never gonna do it, but I still try, and then we just end up not doing it for various reasons. So many cards.
Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been more. There's definitely
something in his chest.
Did the killers leave it there?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, and we know she's gonna touch the page without wearing gloves. I remember there's some good reason for that. But for all the realism we go for, like the FBI agent is just like grabbing that bloody piece of paper, not wearing gloves.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
I'm gonna not skip this one. I'm gonna talk all over it though. Alright, I think this is the first time where we have blended video with Alan being here. I think from my point of view what was challenging was that we didn't start really PR marketing on this game until like late May when the PlayStation Showcase happened. But I mean, at the point was always going to have like a very condensed campaign, so we have something to tell pretty much every week or at least bi-weekly. Can't really sustain that if you do it for like 12 months. That's right, Krieger, but so it's just like the amount of stuff we've done between May and like end of October is like staggering. Like it's just been, there's been something every week. Clicker. There's 3 save game slots and then there's 2 quick saves, which is annoyingly few.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
Well, all is not well, but thank you anyway. Thanks for the support. Oh, this bit is, I think this is what Gay, you were talking to me about. Yeah, this is cool.
He's coming.
Yeah, testing, we've watched people struggling here, even though it literally says like go into the light, and then we added that tutorial that just stops you, so you have to read it, that it says like you have to go into the light, because we do have to teach you very early on that light is your friend. Alright, come on, Nightingale.
He can't see me.
You mean the light.
My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Go.
I believe there's some issue here, but there we go. I should have chosen hard, I realized, because there we go. So now we're gonna have the chapter end song. Hopefully, like, we've cleared all of this and all of the music should be cleared. Like, it sucks, like, I know some people have had issues with this, but like all of the music's been cleared. Like, obviously that's been on our minds for like months. But no matter like how often we like talk to the record labels and everything, it's just incredible like how fucking complicated that can be. Like, I know Ville, one of our audio guys, is very much on top of that, and we've triple checked like, hey, like all the songs are cleared, right? People can stream and all that, but it's still troublesome. Okay, there's a page here that we gotta pick up.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult.
A ritual.
Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
Oh, I noticed now in the DualSense that there is actually like the typing, you can feel. It's super subtle, but it's there. Okay, we got another key clue.
Into a monster.
So we can put up more clues, and this way we can get more mission objectives. Alright. We gotta talk to the homie Casey again. Yeah, the soundtrack by Petri Alanko. Yeah, we'll have the original soundtrack out at some point. We just haven't had time for it. Like, it just, now that the game is out, like it's just hard to kind of maintain that sort of pace that you've had for like 5-6 months. So it's, I think he's working on getting the masters and all that. So yeah.
Caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit.
And I guess by releasing later, we can kind of give it a bit more space anyway.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him. before
Even
Alex
here,
gets
like
hurt.
the dirt on the floor is just... How did the facial capture for Alex? I think it's all Sam.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Dumbass deputies.
Sheriff Breaker disappeared.
No, we're not gonna
Nightingale
support
told us
Gyro.
to
It's
save
just
the
that
monster
nobody
and
has
get all
time for that in
still.
dev, and it's just like
You
barely
can't
anybody
handle
uses
things,
it,
we need to
so...
get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Sorry to say, like it's just those things where like we can't do everything, so are we gonna do gyro or are we gonna do haptics? Pretty easy choice like that, we're gonna do haptics. Okay, let's loot everything as you should.
That's crazy, right?
Except why isn't there anything there? There we go, some pills. And these guys keep chatting for a while.
That's all.
Crazy talk!
Monsters aren't real and
What do you mean the sheriff disappeared? I think everybody here, considering sheriff vanished into thin air, are pretty like relaxed about it.
They're a fine pair.
Nightingale and his
I
cult
predict
are
Casey will
dangerous.
pick up the phone
We need
from
to be
his
prepared
pocket
in case they
any
investigate
moment now and make a
Nightingale
phone
like
call. I just got a feeling.
Can you call it in, Casey?
A smart choice, Anderson.
There we go. Yeah, the Bright Falls case. We need backup ASAP.
Need backup. The Bright Falls case? Whoever you can spare. ASAP.
We're gonna kill you later.
Think we'll actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
Okay, so look, I'm moonwalking here. Alright, so we're gonna get back to the car. Head back to Cauldron Lake, which is basically what our demo back in June was, which was the first time we actually showed the game. We could of course go to Elderwood Lodge, but we'll skip that for now.
rinse and repeat. Clock out, get a beer. Or maybe 3.
I might actually let this play.
I need to come clean, Anderson.
Personal favorite survival horror game.
13 years ago.
One of the Resident Evils, I can't really say which one. I mean, 4 back on the GameCube was mind-blowing, but of course the first Resident Evil was insane too. But probably Resi 4, the original one, that was just
From his books. Alex.
pretty magical. And of course, since it was GameCube, that kind of made it even more sort of
Cold case.
unique. Cold Case Casey, CCC, Murder Case Casey.
Haha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was
I
it.
think the title scene will now skip when I... I think C++ mostly, if I'm not entirely wrong. C#, not sure. Oh, okay, we got the title.
The page says Nightingale's in something called an overlap. We need to figure out exactly what that means.
Why is it this dark?
I'm not in charge of this mess.
We
Thanks.
should probably release the... we did
Let's start
record
looking
a
for Nightingale
video
when
we
he's
meant to
killed.
put out to the public of like our PlayStation 5 demo from June, but then we didn't really find like time for it, and there was so much content coming out of the game that we figured like it would just be...
The writer of these pages knows
It just would be weird if we put it out, but we did it. It's got my like the whole demo speak on it, so it would be maybe interesting to put it out so you could compare this mission, this very mission, how it looked like back in May versus what it looks like now. I mean, the lighting is way different. And for example, this tree above me, like the textures would always disappear in the demo, so I would always stare down at the ground so people couldn't see that. So this is what we showed to the press back in June.
What sort of cult refers to
Pretty much the
themselves as
entire
a cult?
mission, actually.
In my experience, they don't.
We're not seeing the full picture yet.
Well, here's this guy.
Hey, hello there.
I think if I don't talk to him, then in the third mission, when we go to Watery, the dialogue is different because then we acknowledge that you've talked.
supposed to be here?
Ilma Koskela, fantastic to meet you. You know, Sauna, Vihta, Steven here.
Hired me to show you through the woods. He's in town on important government business. Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihta.
Hiking, whatever strikes your fancy.
You name it, we probably got it.
Okay, I don't want to talk anymore.
A lot of things about
And in the demo we would carefully step to the left side and let Casey run, that we wouldn't fuck up like the AI. So I still do it. I let him lead just in case.
I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about
To give more of those pages.
Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion?
I don't know. Not the type of case we normally solve. And in the demo we would actually kind of look around here, just let people kind of soak in the visuals. We didn't have any of the mist really in place yet though back then. Am I running HDR? I would think so.
Feels like home.
Oh, this discussion again I've had so many times.
Did place him at Cauldron Lake in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe.
Well, we showed the demo back in June, so that was when? 4 months ago, 5 months ago, really, so.
After we find Nightingale, what then?
I mean, really a lot of the visual polish and the final lighting literally comes in the last month, so it's everything up to that point is kind of there, but it's not all the way there, and there's a huge difference in that, like.
Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else. Monsters, overlaps, rituals. What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual,
Not the detective.
acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it.
I'm actually sure we even have to have this conversation, I think.
We've seen this symbol before.
Okay. I mean, again, this view is so incredible. Okay, we picked this one up. There's the... There's a very, very subtle effect on the steps, and in the demo there wasn't. It was just like steps, and I remember VFX was having discussion that there needs to be something on it that makes it a bit more supernatural. It's just, goddamn, so good looking. Alright, we're gonna run down here, follow the steps. You see, you don't really need a map if you know where you're going. And here's where we said that, you know, I remember the game is, you know, if you know our games, we're all about the sort of environmental storytelling and mood building, and, you know, we're not really, the Remedy survival horror experience is much more about this sort of constant sense of dread as opposed to any, you know, cheap jump scares. We played that joke every time in the demo and it landed very well, like people would like scream and then they would laugh, which is kind of what you want. But the volume was a lot higher there. I think we've, for whatever reason, we dropped the volume a lot here. I know these scares are a bit, I noticed on forums there are a lot of people who like really dislike them, and I can understand that they can, it's a bit, not necessarily cheap, but it can get annoying. But yeah.
What is that? Seems like it's reacting to the light.
So we're here obviously in the very, very first mission.
These aren't the same tracks that were here
Yeah, that's why she's saying these aren't the same tracks as before.
My flashlight
Burn the dark stuff away.
The fuse was in place.
Yeah, I agree.
Stepped into the witch's
Bigfoot
hut.
reference. I think so
A
too.
bright light. There were objects that stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested.
Yeah, I mean they are visions. I mean there's a reason why they exist, but I get that when people play, it's a bit in your face. Okay, I think now actually I do have to put. Right, so this is an example of. We need a fuse in a moment. Well, I'll talk about it a bit later.
Light is the key to stay safe.
So again, we're like really explaining that light is your friend. And you should remember that.
Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron. I need to find the witch's hut.
This area is probably from like a technical performance point of view the hardest area in the game. It's just like so much work went into like trying to get a solid frame rate here. There's everything. There's shitload of foliage, expensive lighting. There's water. It's just, I think the engineers call it the swamp of doom for that reason. I've read some, I haven't seen the videos, but like some people on like, oh, the frame rate drops in this area. Like I just can't see it. Like it doesn't. Like does it hit 30? Like no. Like it'll fluctuate a little bit, but it's like we have all the averages from all the missions and oh fuck, I'm going the wrong way. So that shouldn't be the case, but of course now that so many people are playing the game and it's out in the wild, like things show up that we never even knew that existed. Look between the hut and the tree. Oh, we missed it already. There's like a person that runs across there. It's super subtle though.
Following up on a lead. Keep checking in.
Okay, we gotta go pick up the fuse. Now this was a thing when we tested the game where, like, unless you actually put up the clues where it talks about the light and you need to bring light to the hut, like if you didn't do that, we wouldn't spawn the fuse. But this would then people would roam all over Cauldron Lake and get very frustrated because they didn't know it was gonna be here. And it's one of those things like you only get by doing extensive testing, and then you're like, okay, like we gotta approach it differently. Okay. See, the fuse is here. So at one point in development, the fuse would not be here if you wouldn't put up the clues. You would have kind of manifested it, but we did change that. So it is always there. Okay, let's put fuse into the thing. I think to me this is such a Resident Evil homage. Oh, here the frame rate does drop a little bit, but yeah, there's just so much going on. The oh dear diner thermos that people have wanted and can't get.
Another page.
Another page.
Making progress.
The image of the witch in the sign. Saga addressed the witch. The smudged line on the heart. The second part recited from memory.
Oh, I love how there's this super subtle rumble. Very subtle, very subtle.
Saga pushed the heart through the sign.
Yeah, some collectibles like Words of Power will stay up showing up the map even after collecting it. I honestly don't even know like how. Are they supposed to stay? Are they supposed to disappear? I think it's just not necessarily working entirely right. Let's see. And this is the thing, so we're gonna find the heart, but like the heart you do have to manifest, so we put up the new key clue.
Seems to be describing some.
I think we're mostly done on the performance side. Like, I mean, the game runs incredibly well. It's just impossible to...
Nope.
We would need to probably tone down the graphics so it doesn't bother. The gameplay works fine, so...
Where is it now?
This is another thing. For a long time here we had... all of the pages were animated. It was like this manuscript you could read, but again, case of like, let's make fancy looking tech that just wasn't actually very user friendly or readable. So we're pretty late in the game. We changed that, so it's just like a static page that you can. So this will manifest the heart now into the store, because it wouldn't be there otherwise.
Nightingale's heart is at
The general store in a fridge. Okay.
I need to check the general store for the heart. Casey, I'm headed to the general store. I think I know how to get into the overlap.
Roger that. I followed some ATV tracks in the woods and got a bit turned around.
Did you get lost?
The only time I was lost was with my ex-wife.
The years I spent with my ex-wife. I'll find my way back, don't you worry about it.
Okay. Scare number 1. And in the demo I would always just track it so you get more surprised that this guy comes out of the wall. And in the demo we removed the tutorial obviously because it would look a bit lame. Headshots do significantly more damage. Okay. My memory is just so burned from the last couple of months of work that like... can this fucking prompt go away? So there's a shotgun on the wall, and I noticed people have missed that. Because, like, it's pretty, and there's actually another thing it's easy to miss. This actually glows, adds to your inventory, so you can get a bigger inventory for Saga. I've opened this thing so many times, and I just can't remember the number. Except it's C739, okay. Yeah, I'm too stupid for the puzzles, but there's moments like in the demo where I'd be, what's the number? What's the number? Alright, another pro tip, of course, like quick slot stuff. This is gonna be pretty important soon, so I always do the pretty OCD, so I always put the things in the same place. Health is always up top. Like that. And then let's burn this thing. There's another thing that bugged me a while. So you notice there's this empty white rectangular outline on the bottom left. For a long time I thought it was a bug, but instead it's actually, the reason it's there, it tells you there's one clue you can pick up, which is the heart, obviously. And then when we exit, we get the lovely cutscene. This was very unfinished in our June demo. So much more better here. Even though it's short. See, like, I don't know how you can miss the shotgun because we literally turned the camera and her to face it. Of course the interact wouldn't show up this far, but like we really wanted to make sure people wouldn't miss it. I've never walked to the left side of this table, never ever, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, nice. Game did not break, that's good. Detail level is insane. Insane. Alright.
Casey, there are cultists in the area. They're taken, like Nightingale.
Casey, ne on otettuja. Niin kuin Nightingale. Kiitti päästä ylös. Mä yritän vielä löytää mun selän. Okay, okay. We changed that line later on because like Mel we would have recorded that such a long time ago that like we didn't exactly know what the mood would be here. So then it was okay, okay, like in the demo we had that, but here it's a lot more. Okay, okay. So we're gonna get into some combat. Just gonna turn the choose the shotgun, fuck these two guys up. Why didn't I actually get a flare? I was supposed to have a flare. Yeah, I mean, in the demo this just about ran 25 frames as long as we didn't back into the light, so we're very careful about not backing into the light because the frame rate would just take a dive. Why is it telling me the melee now? So now the frame rate stays nice and solid when we're in the light, but yeah, this place is like literally the worst for performance, but once you get past this sequence we're good. Now I'm getting lost. Should play it on hard. Oh, here we go. Do I get scared when I play this game? No. Let's put the heart in. Will the VOD stay up after? I don't even know my settings on Twitch. I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to make a game where like the frame rate wouldn't drop at some point. It's just. Show me the terror. Nice, Paul. Yeah, it's a good game, man. Like it's. I would say that, but I'm really enjoying it. VFX awesome here. I'll probably play for another hour or two, maybe. Which is weird because I really need a break, but. And like this whole place, we're actually masking a bit of loading with these things here.
Casey, I think I'm in the overlap. Are you still on your way?
This is another view that's incredible when you come here. Just blows my mind how again. And then we hear the sound, we turn the camera as if we think she's there, but she's not there.
Logan!
What the fuck was that?
Logan's back.
Yeah, I don't have a lot going on besides working, unfortunately, in life. I love these, like again, like the guys who come up with this stuff, like having these flashes of wake here is just so fucking cool. Like it just... Oh, there's a page here.
This place is looping. Like a nightmare.
Yeah, so let's see how I'll do with Nightingale. We at Remedy don't necessarily have like the best track record with boss fights. So we definitely worked a lot on... Now, pay careful attention to sort of the top of the screen, like middle and up top. Look there. Ah, it wasn't here. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. You can actually see there he is. Nightingale was right up there. It's so easy to miss him. Like right there, see where there's red? Nightingale is there for like a second or two when you show up. And he's somewhere on the left as well. Again, this place is probably the hardest on performance. Like, there's so much foliage, it's ridiculous. Like,
he's here.
There are, like, I mean, we're an artist-driven company, so we're just gonna make it really hard for, like, the engineers, and, like, it's... If it probably removed half the foliage, the game would run slightly better, but the fact that it's running this smoothly is just... We were just talking about that actually on Friday. We were drinking with a bunch of the dev team near the Remedy office about like how on earth like the engineers, because it's not just code. It's like it's the content. Folks need to cut back on the content as well. Another fun fact: in the demo in June, we never looked left because like the waterfall wasn't there because we didn't have any water working at that point. Music is becoming spookier. I think he's up there somewhere. You can see him. And now we're gonna see a bit more echoes of then the subway tunnels from the Wake side. The old here is supplies before big fights. Exactly, exactly. Okay, so people have struggled with this, so let's see how I'll do, because I've... So he'll rush you immediately, you'll just dodge, burn him with the light. Come on, Nightingale. There we go, then we avoid this one. Burn him. Come on. Ah, shit. Okay, so then he'll do his red attack coming from the trees. You turn around, you just run in here. And when you get in here, you realize that the road is closed. So what I don't know... How do we actually tell the player that, to the best of my understanding, you can't kill him here? So you're actually wasting bullets, like you just need to get out of here. Like at least for a long time, that's what it was like. So he's there, so I'm just gonna run away. Until I can get the fuck out of here. And I know the FOV is tight. If you don't know the location like I do, I get it. It's somewhat annoying, it's hard to tell where you're going, but all you gotta do is run. And let's see, where can I actually get out? Here, see, now I'm back at where we started the combat, and he'll spawn somewhere here. There he is. And we'll just shotgun him. Wait, what? What the fuck? Oh, okay. I thought I could just kill him in one go. Interesting. That's new. Okay. I think he's probably up front because I can hear him. Oh, he's just bloated because he's inhaled a lot of water. Okay, he's after us, so again, we just keep running and we want to get out of the this outer loop. Okay, so I do get if you shoot him here and you waste bullets, that's pretty annoying. I believe you just can't kill him here and he'll just disappear, like if you damage him enough. I think. I only know how to play it a certain way as we played it in the demo, so... So where... Oh shit. Okay, here we can get out. Let's grab the shotgun. Where is he? There he is. Oh shit. Let's just dodge. We stun him. And of course the closer you get, the more damage we're gonna do. Ah, no. Just press X. Come on, load, 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 load! There we go, easy. And there was annoying things in the summer demo here where we actually had some artifacts. Like literally missing triangles in the cinematics, we just ran out of time to fix them. So I always thought I'd crack a joke if anybody would ask about that, like, oh, you noticed that? Well, it's the animals because we're collaborating with Assassin's Creed. Of course we're not, but I thought that would have been pretty funny to say. FBI, okay. Let's wake up on the beach, end of chapter, and this is where now the flooding's receded, so you can now actually din, din, din. This is not one of these songs, you can go and listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Part. So all of these songs are custom made with Fried Music, the legend himself, Jukka Immonen, Riisi, Jurek, Kisu, all of these amazing, amazing people wrote these songs based on Sam's poems. Sam's got credits on all of those songs as well. Okay, one of my favorite case lines coming up. Crazy forest! In Finnish that would be Vittu metsä. Crazy forest. Just find that so fucking funny. Onks tää ketä mä luulen se olevan?
Casey, say hello to Alan Wake. Mr. Wake, this is
Right,
Special
so
Agent Alex Casey. He'll escort you to our car.
even a cutscene here is like, well, we stopped the demo literally where we want to close up to Alan, so none of this was visible. We had a black screen on top of with Alan Wake 2 logo while this was actually happening in the background, but none of it was done. So take the car back to Bright Falls, investigate the previously flooded area. We had a lot of well, not a lot, but like we had feedback on this when we did some research on the game, like that it's confusing for people. Like, shouldn't in other games you would basically be able to press a button here to just transport yourself to the car? Because we do have to actually walk all the way back to the car, and it's here. My car, nice, My Little Pony, and when we're all the way here, but since we have all these lovely environments, and the game is also about exploration, like we have to kind of tell you that this is the moment you should be exploring, and I think that's the right call. Right call, for sure. So we're gonna.
I wonder if there's any connection to the overlap.
Was there any plans for initially for this to come to last gen? Not really. I mean, the cost of doing a last gen game and a next gen game would have been ridiculous. Like, it's just. And it's a very, very complex topic. Like, I don't have time to go into it here, but like, we could not have done these visuals, we could not have done this lighting or anything if we would have done a previous gen game. No way. Would not have been very motivating for anybody either. Okay, so now the flooding is gone, so we can go get some of these supplies.
A locked box.
Lukittu laatikko.
Is that the cult of the tree symbol on it?
Middle. Keskivasen ylä.
Notes and ammo.
I think this is the only thing you can actually collect on the beach. And like, even all of this stuff is tracked in the mine place. Like, I don't know how we had time for that. I don't think we really needed to do that, but
figured all this out already. So this goes here.
Tää menee tonne, yeah. And for like one thing I argued was like the word clue on the bottom right. So it used to say, I believe, hand for a very long time, which I was like, that makes no fucking sense. You see a bunch of evidence, you see cards. Why does it say hand? It's just confusing, and I think somebody gave feedback. Well, that's like a poker reference. Why do you have that? I was like, that's such a good point. Okay, so notice we're tracking the Alex Casey lunchboxes. Wait, what? That seems broken. Right, so the lunchboxes you can even track. Keep trying. So even every goddamn lunchbox has its own graphic. That's just that Remedy attention to detail. I mean, you gotta do it right. So I found a few already, so I'm gonna put all this stuff here so you can track it. Okay, we got manuscript pages. Okay, where am I? Oh, wrong way. So this is actually where Nightingale came up. How much work is it to make a game for PC on top of PS5? How much faster would you say it would have if it's released only for one console or PC? That's such a theoretical thing. Like, would our life be a lot easier if we could only make game for a single platform? Then of course yes. Then you're literally building and optimizing and maxing out that one platform instead of trying to hit a bunch of different platforms where it's basically impossible to max out all the platforms. If you can't ever really max out anything, that's just not how it works. But okay, I think this is where the wolves come up. I think this is one of... Oh, and we actually have quick turn. I think somebody even asked me this at Summer Games, says, do you have quick turn? I said, no. So you can actually tap the left stick quickly like that downwards, and there's quick turn. I didn't even know that existed. Okay, so there's wolves. I think this is one of the biggest successes we have in the game in terms of just they're super creepy. They move in such a great way. They're very deadly. I think I think they're great, and that's why that poor deer is there. But of course you also end up wasting ammo on these fuckers, but there we go. And like, the reason that the day of time changes is actually more of like, is it weird noise that pops up in certain areas that can be like it's just the way we render things. It's just not something that's like you can always get rid of. I don't think it matters. I mean, I don't like the grain much myself, but it's almost like a side effect in doing all of these insane visuals. Okay, so as the flooding's gone, there's stuff. I think there's a key here somewhere. Oh no, that's the. Oh wait, is that a charm? Actually, no, it's the key. Stash side key. So let's see. We're gonna do a bit of exploration here. I'm sorry, I know it's probably very boring, but let's see if the map works. Where am I? It does. Okay. Sure is dark. No, dynamic is just too expensive, and better to optimize for like knowing. Okay, so this is one of these nursery rhymes. So these give you charms. I don't understand any of these puzzles, but
perfect weird souvenir for Logan.
So I think Sinikka wrote a lot of this stuff. So okay, there's one. Okay, I don't understand any of that, so I'm just gonna try everyone. And that was the solution. So early on you only have to put one doll, but later on you gotta put 2 or 3. And like what is awesome is like each of them gives you a charm, but they have like a slightly different, like, you know, you had the bird there, like my mind is blown that we could actually do this stuff, that we had time to like make it. That is the only time we actually now tell you what these charm things do. So you notice in my inventory now I have the hammer charm. Attack stagger enemies more often. And it's not actually helping you if it's there in your inventory. You need to put it into the charm slot, which is on the left. If I press pause and go into the tutorials, which I already said nice things about, I do believe we do explain it somewhere here. But the fact that we actually even have this is great, that we actually have videos. This is one of the classic thing where like nobody has time to do this stuff. Like there's always other more important stuff to do than this. Okay, so here we go. Charms. Charms can be attached to Saga's charm bracelet in the inventory. Each charm gives different benefits. So we do tell you what these things do. Alright, so I have 2 of them. And then there's this, I believe once you get the final charm. Ah, fuck. This is where you come back to do the final puzzle, I think. There is melee, actually. What a way to go. So there is the monitoring. There's like a ranger station or something here. Let's go there. Maybe this is the final one, but you have to come back to it. No, this one's not. I think I just have to find. I was wondering where is the code for this computer, and I believe it's actually written there, but you can barely make it. Coxv, maybe 2547, maybe. No, because it's longer. Oh, okay, it did work. Nice. Detail level insane again. Environment team busted their butts doing all of this stuff. Oh, there's another deer we can pet.
Easy, buddy.
So here's the thing. I remember Carl Raleigh was very proud of this. Thomas, come check this out. This is how you can track it. 10 remaining.
If only the rest of the Bureau knew what a softy Casey is.
He's not a softy at all, Sam Lake.
See you, kiddo. I'll be home soon.
Okay, I think we go upstairs. Very clean toilet, nice. Some FBC documentation. Hero doll. Wait, is that? Fuck, there's more. Mene roskahuoneeseen. Missä se on? Where's the trash room? Let's get some stuff from here. Tasty bullets. Okay. I'm just gonna go to the company internal Slack page and look up this one because I'm too dumb. Where are we? Are we in Cauldron Lake? We are. And this one is not the trailer park, north of Ranger Station. Oh, it's not cheating, it's being smart. What was the text? Hero, brave and strong. Oh, I'm so smart. Always remember to pick these up.
What is this?
What is this madness? Pick up my bones and erase my name from off the tombstones is what Everlast said on House of Pain's second album. And we got a charm.
Another charm for my bracelet.
So let's see what that one does. Saves you from death but shatters in the pro. This is I believe one of the pre-order items as well. Alright, so now we can head out and head back to the car.
Reach the car, Anderson. How's it going down there?
I think I'm done here. I'll meet you at the parking lot.
There is a Alex Casey lunchbox here somewhere. I mean, this just looks like an area that there has to be a lunchbox. Like, you know, in video games, you cannot have an area this big without actually finding something. See? I was right, motherfucker. I love it. Manuscript fragments. Can I now actually upgrade a weapon? Let's see. 17. Yeah, increase reload speed. Now, this is a crazy detail. Watch this.
In one fluid motion,
so we actually wrote and did a video for this. And I remember arguing internal, like, what, why? Like, all you gotta do is get the upgrade. Like, why do we need to do this? But it's immersion again. Okay. I'll try to save most of my ammo now. Oh, and this detail is crazy. I noticed this at work. What does it say? The cottage. Like that. I don't know who made that on the team, but such a lovely little detail. Alright, so we're gonna head back to the car. I think there's some stuff here as well. Or no? So you notice how much the area opened up as the flooding disappeared once we found Wake. Yeah, there's a puzzle, but only ever do it by when I get to a later mission and when I'm back here. Imagine this FBI agent just looting all of these, and if there's some poor hikers who get lost here and all of these boxes are empty and they're gonna die. Actually pretty sad.
Alex Casey lunchbox?
I know. Oh. Regina! Holy shit. Talk about a person that stopped playing Destiny. Clearly I'm not entertaining. People are just leaving the stream. Well, I mean, I'd rather play games than watch people play, to be honest, but thank you for joining me. Alright, we're gonna head back to the car. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick look if there's anything. I've never ever been in this room. Okay, at least there's a document. I don't think there's anything to pick up though. Is there not a deer head here? No, there's a big fish. Haha, big fish. Codename for Alan Wake 2. Okay. Imagine how annoying it would be if she wouldn't have like constant run. That would be so annoying if she'd be out of breath. Or Alan. And what is this? Alarm? That reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when like India and his dad like get turned in the fireplace and then there's all those well, that went well. Man, the batteries on these DualSense controllers could be better. You should go inside that building and read all the stuff that's in there. I'm not gonna do it now. I'll leave it for you all. And really you can see that it was a lot darker there in the forest. I mean, that's very much by design. Like, we want to kind of mess with you a little bit that way. Kyllä mä vielä teen paljon Destiny. I hope so. We miss you. For a long time, Casey would be here, but then Alan wouldn't be in the car. But now he's there, so that's good.
We're taking you back to our field office in Bright Falls. You can freshen up there, and then we'll talk properly.
Thanks. Come in the chat sometime. But of course now it's night. It really wasn't night when we left. Never mind that. Probably the longest and most expensive cutscene in the entire game. We're gonna restock these Oh Dear Diner mugs on the Remedy store. Yep, ymmärrän. So this is the reality switch that is gonna happen now. Obviously, if you don't want to get spoiled, like anybody who's watching this and hasn't bought the game, I would really appreciate that you would go and buy the game. That would be great. But I'm blasting through this. So this is the stage where we swap you to Alan, obviously. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that very much. This was a very tough game to get done. So seeing the great reception has been very moving, I would say.
It was out of control.
Right, so now we're with Alan. Again, like this seems so simple, but just like how seamless this is, so A lot of detail here, but then we interact holding down X and it's seamlessly we're Mr. Ilkka Villi. We shot this I think back in February or March this year here in actually in Helsinki. With Angel Films was the production company. Our own guys, Anssi Määttä directing, Mikko Riikonen being the cinematographer. He also does the cameras for the actual in-game cinematics. I wasn't at the shoot on this day. I appreciate you buying the game at full price because that's actually the main way we make money, so thank you very much for that. And the lip sync here was fucking difficult. Like, I don't think we completely, it's just near impossible. Like, Ilkka did a fantastic job here, but it's like, it's Matt, the voice of Alan Wake in New York, that does the voice, obviously. And then Ilkka tries to match it here, and of course those guys know each other very well and they work it out together. I think that actual physical book that he is holding there is in the Makia store right now, at the flagship store, where you can actually buy this shirt, a bunch of other cool shit from Makia, from the Cult collection or the Stories from Darkness collection. So we shot this in a couple of days. This set is incredible. I remember when I got like the schematics for it and Anssi was telling me like this shit is gonna look like insane. I really did. Like it's incredible. And Mr. Harewood here did a phenomenal job, as did Ilkka. My job at Remedy, I'm the communications director and part-time player experience guy on Alan Wake, and probably like 10 other things I get to do. They allow me to get away with a lot of things at the company, which is nice. Alright, we're gonna skip this one. So we're at the... Yes, I've been at Remedy for like 9 years by now. So this is the set. It's very, very accurate. We actually have this desk back at our office on the 3rd floor. Alright, so we're gonna go...
What the hell was that interview?
Yeah, I don't know.
Joke? Initiation?
I loved it. I think this is so funny. Neighbor of the Beast. I think that's just really, really funny.
Old gods of Asgard. That name sounded familiar.
Alright. Wait, did I? Okay, there we go. I don't actually have time off, but thank you. Okay, so this is again, like, the Dark Place works in loops, so we're gonna get fucked up here in just a second.
I had to get out.
Ah! And then we are back at the green room. Oh wait, are we back in the... Oh right, no, we're in the writer's room, that's correct. This was also a physical set we built, and that was right next to the Zane Hotel set actually, which was insane. Okay, we're gonna check the plot board. Mapping out a story, yes sir.
On the index cards, the nightmare that just happened to me. A summary of the story so far. But other notes as well. Warnings. I had written them. I couldn't remember what it all meant.
Okay, then we go to the typewriter. And we're back. Trying to figure out, like, how on earth do we get out? All gods of Asgard, the poets, guys.
We'll treat all you Alex Casey fans out there. Alex Casey himself is here tonight. That's right. Sam Lake, ladies and gentlemen.
Handsome devils.
Based on a famous detective in the film series. And of course we have Alan Wake here. Best-selling writer, the books, the films are based stuff. Let's do this.
Okay, so we're gonna see another one.
Welcome back to the show. So, Alan, as the creator of the character, how do you feel about this?
All of this 4K video actually takes up quite a lot of space. We're able to compress the game pretty well at 80 gigs. There's so much video in the game, it's crazy. So it's that stuff never really compresses very well. So okay, so once again we're back at the studio and we need to figure out how to get out. So the code has changed. It's not gonna be... Was it? There we go. I believe we're gonna meet someone very familiar if you've played Control. Here's another thing, I just keep running and like somebody in the team has spent so much time making all this lovely detail, like all of these cardboard boxes, there's a suitcase. So much detail.
Hello?
I actually don't know why you can go into this bathroom because there's nothing here, I think. I guess it's just realism. True story, this is the dad of a good friend of mine. Siinähän sä oot, Tom. Joo.
So much evil that not a bit of good as well. Not one without the other. Good to see you.
Same.
Hey, I can't seem to find my way out of here. Can you point me to the exit?
Totta helvetissä. Of course, Tom. The work will instruct...
I had no idea there's like this many Finnish... What's the word, like Finnish sayings or... I forget the English word for it, but...
Have we met before? Are you trapped in the dark place too?
You remember Ahti, the janitor. You can't be lost if you don't worry about where you are headed.
Idioms, I guess, yeah.
Don't worry, Tom.
Paistaa aurinkorissu kasaankin.
Just remember to turn on the lights.
Yeah, he does such a great performance as well.
What do you want me to get from the basement? And my name's Alan, not Tom.
Ja, mutta katsopako a man, but a man with a tool makes two, Tom. Eikö niin? A man with a tool can build his own exit.
Alright, give me the key so I can go get the angel lamp, please. The Lord's purse. Oh, there's even like a little sound effect when he picks up the key from wherever he picks it up. Crazy. Do you know how I can escape? Imagine if he just tell you like what to do immediately, that'd be funny. I don't know if that's a Finnish idiom, but it sounds like it.
But don't you worry, Tom. The home is still there where the heart is.
Ahti's always mopping.
I often think about it when I mop the floor and look into the puddle.
Have I really played for 1 hour 56 minutes? Holy shit.
Water finds its way.
I think that's such a great... Water finds its way. That's such a great saying. Let's pick up the map. In between with Mr. Door. Another thing, I felt like we should have... It seems very obvious that this is where you have to go, but... Remedy things, team thanks you as well. We're still working on it, like I think this is the one weekend will take slightly easier, but we're like looking at all the things that are people have found that are not quite to our liking in the game, so we'll definitely start fixing some of those for sure. Right, so this is...
Was this what the janitor had
That
told me?
So you see the cord there. This is the lamp where the clicker comes from or came from. Okay, so this is the
Between the lamp and the light overhead.
light shift mechanic, and we used to call this the dark place lamp. So when we demo at Gamescom, like I talked to Sam before, that like, hey, like we don't really have a name for the lamp, it's just a lamp, and it's confusing if there's like flashlight and lamp, because to most people they're just lights. Wait, did somebody say something about weapon achievement? Yeah, there's one achievement that was working and somehow got broken. We have a fix for that. That's coming. But then the narrative team started writing Angel Lamp because they're always against me. So then we just started. And I was okay. Then it's just like the Angel Lamp. I mean, it makes more sense. I just want us to be consistent. So I was like, lamp is just a lamp, so we should have something else. There's a lovely little thing on the DualSense. So as soon as that button prompt comes up, the X, there's just this very light, like hit in the middle of the controller that kind of like tells you, oh, it's there. And the sound effect is so good. The sound effect is so good when you get that thing. Okay, so then we put the light back in. I spent so much time thinking like, how do we talk about this? Like, are you transporting the light? Are you loading the light? Are you uploading the light? Are you uncharging the light? Because you want to be very understandable, because often our developer language is not understandable. We think it is, but it's not. Not sure how well we ended up doing with that, but well, this is a location where there's definitely a bit of grain. Wants to drown me. And I think that's it for initiation 1, because we're gonna get out. Another song. And this now was what we showed at Gamescom. I'm actually quite proud of this. So we didn't, I think we added this in the last month, so like the shoebox would only have an X interact. And I was like, well, if we say quick save, manual save, we should make it obvious what this is. And I wanted this to say store items. But the narrative had the good point that you also take out items, so then it ended up being the shoebox. It is the shoebox, but it used to just have the X button prompt, but I felt like it's important that it actually says something, because otherwise it's way too easy to miss. So you can store items, but I have no items as Alan right now. So this was our Gamescom demo, which was roughly 41 minutes, and this was kind of like the wow factor. Like as soon as we kind of saw this, I was like, this is the thing that like people will be tripping off. Like you walk out the stairs and holy shit, like where am I? You're in this massive, insanely cool looking hub. Let's just in Finnish mehustellaan tätä hetki vielä. So like we would very in the video carefully walk up. And it's like another game. It really is. The Alan side of the experience, like it just feels like, I mean, it's consistent, right? Like it is. But as an experience, it's kind of like, wait, there's a door here? I think there's a loot box somewhere. And then you should always be hitting the triangle button. What is that on Xbox Y, I think? Because it'll give you the mission objectives. Alright, some pills, first thing we find. Very...
Okay, don't mind me, just passing through. Shadows stirred like there was someone there, but there was no one.
Let's pick up the map. I've never picked up the map before I've answered the phone, breaking all the rules here.
Hello?
The telephone cord was a hard thing to do. Like, it was missing for so long. It's the guy from Makia.
We'll get to that later.
Ah, okay.
There are spies all over.
Alright.
The man had said Caldera Street Station. I had to go there.
So let's do something risky and hop into performance mode. I honestly don't think the graphics really take much of a hit. The resolution drops, but it still looks insane. Like, ten hours in? Oh, I'm glad you're that deep in the game. Remedy low is some games high, that's exactly right. So it's always... So a lot of work was spent here. Do people get where they pick up the light? And like, we think it's obvious when there's so much light and it literally says illumination down there. But you can argue that we have the same thing there where the police car is, and we have to go there a bit later. But it's... this is one friction point where people get a bit lost. And we didn't have this whole lamp icon for like the longest of time. I think we added that in the last 2 months. And we had so much back and forth. So originally, the lamp there in Alan's satchel would kind of point. There was a light beam that would kind of point where you have to put the light or where you can grab light. But that was never very... it didn't work very well. And really, it's like most of dev, it's just like you just don't know until you try it. You know, you have ideas of how to do it, but then you play it, you test it, and you're like, okay, that doesn't work. We're gonna try some different ways. So it's like, that's that polish, and like, you never know. Like, there's all this thinking like, oh, we spend a year in pre-production, we figure everything out. You cannot figure out the millions of things. You have to figure out like some stuff. You just gotta build and test. Then dismantle it, try again, and keep going. That's just how it works. All right, we get into one of the best cutscenes.
Is this the way it was on the page?
Is this the way it was on the page? Oh, hi. We met at Door's show.
We met at Door's show. Alan Wake, the writer. I'm Alex Casey. I'm looking into a murder.
Come on, what is this?
There's a piece of evidence, a manuscript of a novel. You wouldn't know anything about it?
Tietäistä sit mitään.
I need to see it.
Rumor had it the manuscript contained the details of the murders. The murder cult was following the story to commit their gruesome acts. Was Wake their leader? Had he...
Here's a crazy thing. So even the mole on Ilka's face is 3D. Somebody actually did that.
Casey.
Realism, baby. Sä et saa sitä, mitä sä haluat.
You don't really want to know. You're gonna get what's coming to you.
I needed his gun and flashlight to protect myself.
Yeah, this scene. This is what I screenshotted, I think, 2 weeks ago, both on Series X and PS5, because, like, the camera stays in one place, so... Good place for comparison. Meitsillä oli valo. Okay, so you notice, and this confused a lot of people, like, oh, like, is this where I gotta go when there's yellow arrows? No. You don't. However, there should be a word of power here. And I think the... Right, so I didn't get like the notification for it, but... So these are Alan's power-ups, so you get... Sorry, you get the... Shine the light on it, it's not supposed to disappear, you just get it. And that's his upgrades. Alright, so I'll grab the light. Wait, do I always get... No, I don't have it. No, I have it. Okay. And this was one of those places in the demo where we would kind of really try to play with the fact that you never really know. Do these fade outs attack you or not, so you have this constant sense of like unease. But in this instance we try to teach the player that, so this last guy is gonna attack you. Again, headshots do a lot better damage, there we go.
The shadows faded out. Until they didn't. They were trying to stop me.
Light to open the subway entrance. Now, I know, Alan, but then when we go into the subway, you need another light. So, I'm not gonna bother going in there. These graphics, man. Okay, so we clearly see there's light there, right? Like, it's so cold out. I mean, look at all the darkness here. So we gotta go there. So let's put light in here. And just look at that. Like, this is one of the things, like, you have to kind of... It killed me when I watch people play and then they hold down the X and they're not looking into the right direction. But how on earth would they know how to look in the right direction? But that's how we make the stairs appear. I feel like there might be a word of power here because it just seems like an area that's... should have more stuff, but I'm not sure. Okay, again, look at the visual call out here. When we walk down here, you can so clearly see that there's such a strong light there that surely that's the place the player has to go to. Alright, we go up the stairs. There's a loot box on the right here. I mean, loot box is not the right word. I don't know. Supplies. Yeah, that's it. Why can I go up here? Huh. Have I ever been up here? Is there... Oh, there must be another stash. Oh, no, there's an echo, which is interesting because we don't teach... Oh, we actually do teach it too here. Interesting.
Rain tried to wash away the sins of this city. But some sins, the evidence of the crimes committed, could never be erased. Not by the rain, or any amount of therapy from Dr. Jack Daniels. It remained bruises under my skin like tattoos, bruises in my soul, scar tissue on my heart. The rain never stopped falling, and I never stopped drinking.
Okay, so I mean, look at this view. There's just no, like, it's just gameplay programming, there's no real tech. Okay, so we're gonna go down, and this is one of these dreamscape things. See, we're on the rooftop, but then... Okay, I was wrong, we're still on the rooftop, never mind. Okay, let's save some advertising for the Oh Dear Diner Thermos. And then this is pretty easy to miss. See the... It's very easy to miss. Guess who's here?
Hello? Oh. Hey, Alan. You snuck up on me.
Sorry. Have we met?
Memory problems again, huh? Yeah, we've met. Tim Breaker. We've shared notes. Hey, I've made some progress on the map if you want to take a look. I still haven't found my mystery man, though.
You're making a map.
Trying to. It's hard to map a dream, though. I keep ending up in unexpected places. I find interesting things like those strange markings that react to the light, but never the one thing that I'm looking for. Feel free to check the map out. Oh, I've been stockpiling supplies while I poke around. If you find a stash, take anything you need.
I appreciate the help.
Such a friendly person in a dark place, which is nice. Okay, that should actually show a lot of the stashes.
I left my crazy wall. I'm just trying to make sense of things. Don't judge me.
Even here, the delivery of his like, ah, that's my crazy wall is just so good. Just funny. Okay. Oh, another mission I've played way too many times, but then again, it's not a bad job to play video games. Mihin mun piti mennä? Oh, there's another Words of Power here. I think this is actually the one I put in the review guide. See, there's a very subtle effect that you got it. So that was Words of Lamp. What do I pick? 10% chance to stun enemies, restores... Yeah, maybe we'll use that one. And that, I believe, is a bug. That should not be there. Though it's been there forever. There's another box here. See, we're on the roof. But oh my goodness, we're back at street level, but I'm gonna pick up some stuff. So you see the Nazareno's pizza box. Nazareno is the lead environment artist on the game, and he likes his pizza. There's a lot of emojis dedicated to his pizza shenanigans on the company. Also, I think one of his best friends in Italy did most of these graffiti. I forget the guy's name, I'm sorry. I mean, the mood is off the fucking charts here. I mean, look at this. It's fucking crazy. Of course, Caldera. That should tell you something about Cauldron Lake and the caldera there. Okay. For the longest of time we had a lot of performance issues here because as soon as I take the light, shitload of enemies spawn from the door on my right. We heavily cut back on the amount of enemies. Maybe a bit too much. I think some of these will spawn into... Yep, there we go. I believe there's another Word of Power here, actually. I only found it very, very recently. Yeah, see, you got the arrows, you gotta find... Yeah, there it is. Did I get it? I did get it. Yeah, that just doesn't seem to... increase knockback. Oh yeah, that sounds good. We'll take that. Find Alice, I'm trying. Okay, so now we have the other light, so we can actually have two lights. And by the way, I forgot to say, if you're watching this, you've kind of opted in to buy the game. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna grab this light here. So now we're carrying 2 charges of light, which is kind of my Destiny reference. So we open up the path to the subway. Don't sleep street again. So much stuff in this game. Let's grab... I believe this was one of the first, if not the first, Dark Place levels or missions we built. So it's not a coincidence it's one of the longer ones, though we got out a lot after playtesting, because it was just... people were just like getting lost in the subway, and it's maybe not the most fun of times, but that's how you build games, you test them, and then you see how it all works.
In my writing, but I needed more. Something lingered here. A half-forgotten memory. An echo.
The sound effect is so good, and just the visual styling of this is so good. Presumed dead.
The cult was leaving me clues to follow, connecting the dots from one murder to the next, inviting me to draw an obscene picture on the city map. Caldera Street Station. The name made me think of the exit wound of a bullet.
I had a flash of inspiration. The ghost of my fictional detective. A story thread I could use in my writing.
Alrighty then. No, there's no plan to add more translation.
The dark place reacted to my story. The way into the tunnels was no longer blocked.
I mean, this is the main part where we teach you what rewriting reality is. More of darkness.
It swallowed him whole. The tracks led into the tunnel. That was my way forward.
Yeah, so the subway tunnels used to be a lot more Metroidvania. I've never actually gone all the way back here. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, there isn't. Okay. See the cult symbol. Yeah, there was a lot more back and forth here originally. But then we just made it a lot more tighter and made the game better, because that's what we do. Okay, I'm just using the quick save. I don't want to lose my older saves. Find Alice, löydä Lissu in Finnish. I think there's a word of power here. Yeah, there is. Did I get it? I did. Words of aid. Increase hand flares area of effect. Increase effectiveness of trauma pads. I think this sounds good. I should have actually saved, because if I'm dying, I'm gonna lose that. But I'm not gonna die. Maze, I know.
The blood trail led me on.
I know, Alan.
Another place to use in the story.
I do wish we kind of call out these scenes a bit better, but Alan's talking should be the... So, now we do rewrite reality.
I had a new scene to use, a new setting.
So we're gonna use the missing FBI agent plot element.
I changed the story, and with that, the dark place changed. The federal agent had come.
And there's another echo. I love how we did really well on the rumble on that one. It's just very nice and subtle and satisfying every time. Is it Thornton and Mulligan? What on earth are they doing here?
But it was a trap. A satanic blood sacrifice.
Anyone who gets involved with the cult, they're next. I heard their leader is this famous writer.
Alan Wake?
Their unholy motherfucking messiah.
Sounds like a load of bull.
Alright, so the mission is find inspiration and find... Okay, so I can grab a light, but before I do that, let's come in here. No way. Wait, did I already get it? So I don't even actually... Interesting. So you don't even have to R1 the light. See? You learn something new. Okay, we're gonna grab this light.
Another echo lingered here. A source of inspiration.
Word is your research can help me, ma'am. What do you know?
There's more than one urban legend about the Cult of the Word. The murder cult used these tunnels for...
That sure sounds like the Bookers, I think.
The cult reenacted the murders in Alan Wake's crime books. But Wake was even involved somehow, under a false identity.
This is one thing, you do actually have to watch these through to actually get the plot element.
It was disturbing finding myself in a story this way.
Which you might sometimes miss.
It felt right for the story.
So there is a bit of stealth that you can do if your flashlight is off. You could actually slow walk past those guys, but you can also run. Okay, so I got a new plot element.
The plot element I found would drive the story forward. I could imagine this murder cult performing their macabre acts beyond the collapsed tunnel. The cultists laid the Casey novel onto the altar with reverence. Their twisted Bible.
Their twisted Bible. Matt doing such a great job here. Okay, did I get a new mission objective? Search for the cult, find more signs of the cult activities. I think this is where people ended up struggling. Well, I mean, you're supposed to kind of explore around, and you should probably get that, oh, I got light, and there was this flashing place where I get electrocuted. But, there we go. Vesi oli poissa, eteenpäin oli auki. At the oil derrick. The Night Springs doesn't exist. Definitely should read all of these. Kasabian CD, I guess that's a reference to American Nightmare. Okay, let's get some tasty supplies. Or not. Let's actually do slot stuff because it's a lot harder to do that in combat. Let's put some of these pills here. I believe there's a familiar face here.
Hey, Alan. Tim Breaker. In case you don't remember again.
I know, Tim. I'm remembering more now.
It's good to hear, man.
Who's this mystery man?
Oh, it wouldn't be much of a mystery if I knew. All I have is a name. Warlindor.
Warlindor. That doesn't sound like him.
No, that doesn't sound like him. The guy has many disguises, but a talk show host? No. I'll keep looking.
So does it actually show me stuff on the map? Oh, wait. We're gonna leave him be. Ain't nothing there. There's a jump scare coming up, and when we did reviews for the demo for Gamescom, I was always telling Kyle that whenever we do the reviews, we should just really scream when this door opens. Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh. Is it in here? It's not. The real live action set. You need help, good luck, don't I know it. Derail train, derail train. Let's do a bit of exploration, shall we? I think there's a word of power here. Oh shit. See? I do remember, but where is it? Where is it? No, it's kind of like on the other side, but oh, there we go. Think I got it. No. So you only have to look at it. Words of War. Increased damage dealt by the last bullet. Well, I always reload because I played so much Call of Duty. You never reload when the last bullet, you fucking constantly reload. But can I ever hit multiple enemies with one shot? No. So I'll grab that. And then we're gonna head back out.
I should look at the plot board. Keep the story moving.
I know. Patience, Alan. Alright. You do notice that it's super subtle. I'm not sure if you notice it on the stream, but this active scene actually has some color. These are muted, the Caldera Station collapsed tunnel, but the derail train has some color to it, so that's kind of telling you that it's the active one. So I think the right choice here is this one. But it's worth writing, see now it's red, it's worth writing the missing FBI agent. I think we get a bit of radio dialogue now. Yeah, we do.
Hello? Anyone there? Dead.
Alright, let's trigger the murder cult. There's a guy here on the right. He, I think, actually shoots projectiles. Let's see if he does that. Yeah, he does. Now you can shoot those things, of course.
The cult poured the gasoline over the train car. An iron cage.
We have to get the plot element here, or the echo.
This is where the history of the cult gets genuinely disturbing. The cultists tracked down the torchbearers living in the tunnels. They locked the poor folks up in a derailed subway car.
Pretty dark. Pretty dark. Deputy Mulligan tuned Thornton's chatter out. Thought there was some stuff. Yeah, there is. Happy endings in this city.
The story thread felt important.
It does indeed. So
The scenes I found. This new plot beat would carry me deeper into the story.
So we use the torchbearer's plot element. Now we get into some spooky Silent Hill shit.
But it worked. The subway car had become a task. I could get through it now. None of this was real. It was all
Not fun.
Fuck me.
There's an look at that detail. Kolme pencili brushes. It's just somebody did that like it's crazy. Like the propping is so good. Oh, it's Yeah, this is just a shortcut to the room where we just picked up the echo. Alright, let's head down. Wait, was there... I thought this was interesting, because I don't think we explicitly really tell you can destroy things, but you can. So let's see what we got. Words of action. Increases damage dealt to enemies in close proximity. Makes Alan 20%. Okay, that sounds good. And then there's a puzzle here with the light shift. I think we had... Oh no, there's a save room, so let's be smart, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we grab the light here. I think we go stand here. So we can get into the pen, so to speak. And we discharge the light, and then we go here so we can get to where the exit is. There we go, and then we go back. There we go. And I believe there's a words of power here somewhere, but it's gonna be somewhat combat heavy. Oh no, it is, there it is. Okay, did I get it? I did, words of lamp. Let's just... Ow. It's like I think the first time where the combat starts getting a bit more challenging. Not yet, but yeah, we spent a huge amount of time on this level because this was like one of the first ones we built, the dark place, and it can get confusing, but as long as you do read the mission objectives, it should point. So we have. So let's use the torchbearers here. So even if you're not using the right one, you end up having, we can get more items here. I think you can even enter this place. Oh, let's see. Oh, we can use the words of power, words of lamp. Let's just pick that one up. And then rewrite reality again, so we're at the end of the line, so let's see murder cult, what is that gonna give us?
The hole had changed into the murder cult's hideout.
So we found an echo, which is great.
The ritual.
The Fed had witnessed something here that made him run scared.
Yeah, that was a big thing from Sam and the design team and everybody, that in the first Alan Wake, the fact that Alan's a writer is obviously a big part of the story. It is the story. But now in the sequel, they're part of the gameplay mechanics. I never actually realized that this is actually a door instead of a desk. Alex Casey.
The cultists were close now. A dark presence rising from the depths.
So let's see what the mission objective is now. Complete the ritual in the collapsed tunnel. Now this is where I'm always like, isn't this the collapsed tunnel? No, the collapsed tunnel is the very first place where we were, and I get that's a bit gets a bit confusing. Let's see the FBI agent. So this doesn't do much, except it allows us to go in here, and there's another of these cassette players. So again, it's worth exploring. It's worth triggering all of the different plot elements. So let's use the summoning ritual here. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's very easy to kind of look the wrong way when there's an echo, which is pretty understandable because you want to be exploring and everything. Okay, I think now we can exit. Yeah, so now there's gonna be combat, which is a bit difficult to actually escape. Fuck. No way I died. Motherfucker. Really? Where's the checkpoint? And of course, Alan wakes up as he's rewriting. Right, okay. I'm just gonna run. Oh, let's see if I still have the... Okay, I do have all the stuff, nice. Alan Wake. We can use that later, I think it's... Oh no. Let's get out of here. Because using this health item takes a long time. I do like the combat music here. I think there's a save room. Yep. So we're gonna go back up. So the mission is complete the ritual in the collapse tunnel. So Alan is always trying to get to a murder site in each mission. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Complete the ritual. So the collapse tunnel. I'm actually curious what the map says. Right, it says collapse tunnel. So pretty dead obvious where we're supposed to go. Notice how early now the rewrite reality element pops up, so I can already do it here. So we're in the collapse tunnel. I can use the summoning ritual. See, the tunnel is open, and that's the graphic we saw at the subway tunnel rewrite reality bit, like there was this big painting or on the wall. Okay, so let's run. Upholding real old school video game tradition that we gotta escape because this is fun. The light tells where to go, and there's a door here on the left. And then X as fast as you can. Come on, Alan, do it, do it, do it. Go, 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 go. Run, you middle-aged rider, run. Ah, we made it. Too bad he doesn't say something here, because there's another bit later in the game where he's like, ha, ha, I made it.
I couldn't hear the dark presence. It was gone.
Okay, so we noticed the train's been nuked. Or the subway car, that is. So we're gonna head back into the tunnel.
The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
Uh-oh. I remember these tunnels well because I think one of our guys, Masao, one of our veteran guys, was asking to add the moss into the tunnels, like just add more detail, I think in the last 2 months or something. Like, so there used to only be, none of the moss used to exist, but it's exactly that last polish that comes in at very late stages that just makes all the difference. The area looked great, but then you add that visual flourish and then it's like, okay, it just feels more real and lived in. And okay, so if some of you watched from the beginning, so now when we were in the overlap with Saga, we got flashbacks both to the subway tunnel and this, so pay attention now. Oh, my headset's actually gonna run out of battery. See, that's the heart. So Alan kind of manifested the heart, or will, to Saga into the fridge. Alright, while the cutscene plays, I'm gonna... Oh, thank God I'm wearing pants. That would have been embarrassing.
FBI agent? Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI.
This is Alan Wake. I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Calder Lake.
And I'm back! Which is what Kate 6 used to say. Can you guys hear me?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but
No?
The dark presence. Help me.
I'm assuming you can hear me. Okay. End of another mission. I'm actually getting very hungry here. And cold. Which song is this? Alright. We're not gonna shoot him in the dick. That's not cool.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
There's another echo here. I think we're gonna come back up at this. No, we're gonna be back at the subway.
Stepping to the murder site, I felt it.
That's awesome how Casey's like running towards us there.
The violent emotion of the act.
Well, thank you, OffDuff80. Appreciate it very much.
Eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that soaked into this place.
Probably. Meaningless existence.
To something you had managed to forget. Marking you. Taking you for a ride. Making you crazier.
That's how Sam stares at me at work. Oh yeah, there's another Words of Power here. How can I get it? Flare gun's fun, let's use that. Words of Action makes Alan harder to detect. There's actually a lot of these Alan power-ups, I realize. Okay, so we're back at the entrance or exit.
The station had changed.
We don't need the light.
really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo?
And the phone is ringing again.
Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape. The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Hey, Alan. Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you?
We are gonna get into, I would say, pretty big story beat as we go to the apartment, just giving you a word of warning. As we head up to the apartment, if I can align this thing.
Writer. Maybe
He was a victim.
using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Very Art Deco, very Bioshock vibes to me here. I think we're gonna get hit in the face, yep.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice. This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
I do not know. No, he does not do a James McCaffrey impression. Or probably does, I just, maybe I've never heard of it. Okay, let's pick up the memory card. Let's actually look around, like how nicely decorated this place is, very domesticated. Oh, and please tell me there isn't the visual error here. No, nice. Where's the I actually think I am in HDR, yeah, I think so. Probably should have turned it off for the stream, I realize.
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone.
know what kind of drives me up the wall is when people go online and write, oh, this doesn't work, and then they actually come back like, oh, never mind, I had the wrong settings. Which is nice that you come back to say that you had the wrong settings, but that the first thing is to go complain online is always kind of annoying.
Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm always good on the internet either, but...
It was Alan.
Like, I'm often thinking, like, you know, you could do Google search before you write anything. Got to say that Alan's jacket looks incredibly detailed, lovingly done.
I set up cameras around the apartment.
Oh man, this takes a while.
Now, when the monster
Yeah, it's just often hard to, like, sometimes keyboard brings out the worst in us.
my nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing.
Yeah, these are so cool. Shot right here in Helsinki. Yeah, let's not spoil this one. I think we actually now reality switch. Yeah, we do. Yeah, the setting stuff is kind of like when people have no context on what is low and what is medium, what is high, we actually discussed like why aren't we just saying like good, better, best, or even better, something like that just to kind of like why not, why even ever write low when you could just write good and better and even better. Like I think that would be better, haha. Right, so we come back from the puddle where you actually do the reality switching. Lovely little detail, I just realized.
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
Oh, of course this one has to, of course this one also has to be petted, right. Saga is very empathic and emphatic.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer
masks,
performing murder rituals, victims turning into
you wouldn't happen to know anything about that.
Possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
Alright, so we're gonna do some detective work.
Always cheers me up.
Put up the new key clue, because we have a new thread.
But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find out.
And there's a reason why Saga has lots of kind of several different voices, because often she's kind of talking to herself in her head, as opposed to actually saying stuff out loud. So we did spend time on just trying to differentiate there. Okay, I believe I gotta do some profiling to get into Wake's head, which sounds scary to me.
The cult has the clicker.
So this will kind of tell us that we need to go to Watery, which is this town founded by Finnish immigrants. This was actually what IGN played when they did their IGN first cover story back in, I'm trying to remember, end of August, I think, after Gamescom. or before Gamescom. I just can't remember anymore. And then at the preview event we had that mission, and then the Hotel Alan mission, which is his 5th mission, because these missions were like testing well, and of course they were very, very far along, which often drives the decision making on what we're going to show. And I think the Watery mission just gives such a good overview of all of everything Saga gameplay. Like there's, you can roam around, there's that sandboxiness there, quirkiness, the action gets tight, mood is off the charts. All that good stuff, so it works very well. Plus, it's like a super cool looking place, coffee world.
The outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon.
Oh, I feel like I need to sneeze. Okay, so I do think this is an instance where you can now start reality switching, or no, you can't. Never mind. Interesting. I wonder why. What's the mission? Learn more about the clicker. Okay.
The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
Well, I think 4 years isn't amazingly fast, but in many ways it was very fast for like what this game is, but it's just such a long time. But often a bigger team is actually a hindrance. That it just doesn't. It's pretty idiotic to think like throwing more people at a problem actually solves it. It often doesn't. Like you gotta build like a solid base before you can do that. Okay, so now we can switch reality. So you see the puddle here. So it says switch reality. Again, for a long time it said nothing. There was just the X. So I think this is a lot more pronounced this way. And we can store items. I'll store one of the health items here just so I can show you. There we go. So we could swap now to Alan. Keep playing as Alan. Of course we can swap back to Saga, but I think we're gonna get out of here.
You wrote these pages in the dark place. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them up. I remember writing an endless amount of pages. When this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake. Thank you for your cooperation.
I believe this map is the one we made for like the influencer version of Alan Wake Remastered, I think. I will literally just scan that map. Okay. Caseboard, do we have anything more? We don't.
You're a civilian, and we don't do ride-alongs. And if Scratch is after you, then so is the cult. We don't know who.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what section you played. Must have been that Alan section.
Hi, welcome. Past favorite Deerfest floats. Go.
The yarn puppet monstrosity.
The stuffed moose and squirrels one. No, thank you. Those beady dead marble eyes still give me nightmares.
$100 says there'll be at least one fender bender between the floats.
I think there's a deer head somewhere here. Oh, I love the fact that you can go into your hotel room. I think this is Casey's room. So, telltale sign, a lot of coffee. Which I think is pretty funny. Was there a deer here? Of course, Death Rally. Hopefully people realize what that is. Okay, no deer head here. Another one of, oh, there's the these super funny ads.
I can almost see the Warrior Lighthouse trailer park. This is so much fun. And finish off
Another one of our employees here. So you're free to explore now. I didn't even realize until literally last week that there's this whole Billy's Boatyard that opens up later in the game. So there's this whole massive section here I never went to until like really the last last times I was playing the game before it was out, because the game is just so big.
The cult is leaving supplies around for themselves.
Let's see. Nice. I was pretty sure I can't remember that, but not quite that fried. And here's the thing, like, oh right, I don't think you can actually equip weapons here. Yeah, you can't. That's good. You'd get into trouble if you could start blowing up civilians and do stupid stuff like that. So you could now go back to Cordon Lake, for example, to explore stuff, but we're heading to Watery. Nice calming music. I think there's the salt shaker joke.
Wake, I'll have a chat. Maybe I can shake something loose.
Okay. But
remember what happened with the salt shaker. I think I'm gonna end it here. I still have to make 15,000 candy in Destiny 2, so I can like what's the word? Do the Halloween events
somewhere in Watery
thing.
I should ask around.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, Festival of the Lost. So, I want to guild it. That's the thing. So that's gonna take hours. All right, thank you very much for watching. Maybe I'll be back at some point. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to kind of do this. So thanks very much for watching. Thank you for your questions, and hopefully you've enjoyed it and enjoyed the game. We had a good time and a hard time making it for you, but seeing people's love for it is pretty incredible. So thank you.